First off, I just want to say I hear my audience's feedback. You guys are tired of looking at the stale JPEG image in the background. So I did go out of my way to record some gameplay you'll see on the screen as this video plays out. I hope you guys enjoy it. It took me a little bit to figure out how the storage works and how to get the files transferred. You know, dead metal's learning, but I didn't want you guys to feel neglected. I really hope you enjoy the gameplay that you'll find on the screen, and let's get on with the video. The Steam Deck is an absolute joke. It's a piece of hardware that nobody asked for, that the PC fanboys are jumping up and down, their dicks are hard, their bank accounts are ready, and they are salivating at the thought of having this thing, yet I can personally guarantee each and every one of the PC Master Race to buy this fucking thing are going to have it collecting dust within a year, because this is not, basically this device represents everything that PC gamers hate. All right, you have fixed hardware that you cannot upgrade because it is a handheld. PC gamers tout that the biggest or one of the biggest selling points over consoles is, well, you could just upgrade anytime you want, man. You could just pop a new GPU in there and you're so much better than the consoles, man. Well, that's out the fucking window. You certainly can't do that with the fucking Steam Deck. Another thing is the resolution and refresh rate, 720p screen. You're certainly not running 144 or 240 hertz on that fucking thing. So, you know, at this point, we're back at console quality. Actually, given the state of the current consoles, generally are running anywhere from 1440 to 2160p at anywhere from 60 to 120 FPS. This is significantly worse than the new consoles. So you're certainly not going to get the high refresh rates or the high resolution that PC gamers have been touting for the last decade are the selling point of their entire platform, but that's okay. You know, we certainly can't regard that in the argument. The freedom of input, because this thing apparently has these little these little fucking motion detectors that'll act as a pseudo mouse, a quasi mouse, and the people are comparing it to the Steam controller. The Steam controller failed. That thing was a piece of junk. It got horrible reviews. Nobody uses the Steam controller. Valve are not good at manufacturing hardware, and nobody in their right mind is going to want to hook a keyboard and mouse up to this tiny little fucking thing. I mean, let's just call a spade, right? You're going to be using the analog sticks and the fucking buttons, all right? The little pressure-sensitive mouse emulators or the things they have built in there, those are not going to feel good to use. They don't feel good to use on the Steam controller, and they certainly aren't going to feel good in this scaled-down form factor. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Steam Deck itself is a product designed with every pain point PC gamers pride themselves on, right? That they tout as being better than the consoles, one of which is the Switch. And yet now they're all excited for it. I'm raising my eyebrow, I'm turning my head and kind of being like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You're excited for this fixed hardware that defeats the entire selling point of your platform. All right, now it would be one thing if they had tiers of the hardware, you know, like the nice $700 model came with a better GPU and a better processor, but it doesn't. It's strictly storage. They're not tiered out. It's a colossal failure before it even launches. The Steam Deck is for your average fan of the PC Master Race mantra, sitting on their fucking giant-ass dildos on the PC Master Race subreddit, talking shit about the consoles. They embody everything that's wrong with the gaming industry at this juncture. They are the scum of the industry, the worst shit on the planet. But hey, I'd rather they all dwell there and occasionally spill over into my comments section than subject themselves to actual society. Seriously, motherfuckers like me in the real, like you get these social rejects, these inept little fucking trolls out in the real world, they would be eaten alive. They would be fucking mauled by the average individual. So keep them in their mother's basement, one finger up their ass, the other clicking on a mouse, typing in these fucking messages about how PC Master Race is so much better than the consoles. Let them go. Let them do their shit. What I found particularly interesting, if we're being honest, is the fact that the Steam Deck can't even run some of the most popular games. Some of the most popular games most played on Steam. The charts are dominated by these games. They can't run Fall Guys, can't run Dead by Daylight, can't run Smite, can't run PUBG. Like, what a fucking joke. Can't run Apex. The Switch can literally run Fall Guys, Apex, Dead by Daylight. The Switch is such a better investment than the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is a failure of a console, failure of a handheld, and a complete embarrassment to that joke of a corporation calling themselves Valve these days. I mean, Gabe Newell is a complete laughingstock of the industry. Motherfucker needs to hang it up for real, because where he is going, or where he wants to go, is going to result in one thing, and that is the complete burning of Valve to the ground, and he's standing there laughing as he pisses on the ashes. Gabe Newell has everything wrong with Valve and the gaming industry. He's worse than Jim Ryan. He's worse than Phil Spencer. He's worse than Kaz Hirai. He's worse than Jack Thompson. He is the absolute worst fucking thing in the gaming industry right now. And if you support that motherfucker, you want to line his fucking pockets with another zero by purchasing the Steam Deck, you're part of the fucking problem as well. Now, I know those of you who watch my channel, you're all about unique gaming experiences. So as an alternative to the Steam Deck, if you have not yet entered the VR headset space, I highly recommend you look into the Oculus Quest 2. Mark Zuckerberg and those wonderful folks over there at Facebook have devised a device that is completely standalone with VR. I trust them with my data implicitly. They can have it all. Privacy is Zuckerberg and Facebook Corporation's biggest concern this day and age. I know there were some concerns about it in the past, but they can fucking have my name, my phone number, my address, my social security number, my credit score. I don't give a fuck. My medical history, my family records, my DNA results. I give it all to Zuckerberg because this device has changed my life. The Quest 2 is the greatest thing I've ever experienced. There's nothing quite like playing something like Vader Immortal or Beat Saber on a completely standalone device. You don't need a console, don't need a PC, don't need a laptop. You don't need anything except this headset and the little controllers, and you're fucking up and running. I would trust Zuckerberg 11 times out of 10 before I trust these fucks that are in the gaming industry, because Zuckerberg's coming at it from a completely different perspective, and he's killing the fucking game. He's destroying the competition. Oculus Quest 2 is where you need to be gaming these days. Everything else is a goddamn joke, and the Steam Deck is the biggest joke of them all. Newell decided his bank account was running a little dry after vacationing for the past 10 years while his fans clamored for any sequel with a number 3 on the end. He didn't deliver. Instead, he remembered 10 years ago how he shoveled out that piece of shit Steam machine and decided that the folks had probably forgotten, and it was time to launch another failure of a product, another abysmal failure, bearing the Valve name and the Valve branding that's no doubt doomed and set course for imminent failure. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here at Dead Metal First, and you heard it here guaranteed. Steam Deck will be irrelevant within a year of its launch. Nobody's going to be talking about that pile of dilapidated dog shit, nor should you be talking about it now. It's outdated hardware. Nobody gives a fuck, and you need to embrace Zuckerberg. Legitimately, if Zuckerberg was in front of me right now after what I've experienced with the Quest 2, I would take the headset off, I would unbutton his shirt, I would unzip his pants, I would get on my fucking knees, and I would give him the best 90 seconds of his life.